Audiobooks New Zealand presents this unabridged reading of Puha Road, written by Barry Crump, narrated by Levi Crump. Chapter 1. Muxie's Luck. His real name was Eric Charles Muxworthy, but he was only ever called Muxie except on formal occasions, and I got into more trouble sticking up for him than for anything else during my already trouble-fraught school days. He was an orphan, Muxie was, about a year older than me, but in the same form. He didn't have a hell of a lot going for him as far as looks went. Fair fluffy hair, plain as a sugar bag, and untidy as a cabbage tree sticking up out of the flax bush. Prominent front teeth. They used to say he could eat an apple through a tennis racket, but they weren't that bad. Medium height, except that he got around bent forward at the waist, which caused him to have to tilt his head back to see properly, which made him look like a real ning-nong. Except that there was something else about him that attracted people. You could always tell someone who didn't know Muxie very well. They tried to help him. Those who did know him had already given up. Except me. For some reason I never understood. None of the other kids from the orphanage would have much to do with him because he was always getting into trouble, along with anyone who was with him. No one wanted him in their team. He was so accident-prone it was almost impossible to win with him on your side. And yet despite all this, there was something special about Muxie. For one thing, he was the most generous person in the school by a mighty margin. He'd jump at the chance to give his bus money to someone who'd lost theirs, and then he'd have to walk 4 miles home to the orphanage and get in trouble for being late. You'd give him a pair of sunglasses to hide his black eye, and save him being teased about it, and an hour later you'd see someone else wearing them. There was hardly anyone in school who wasn't indebted to him in some way. Otherwise he'd have been dealt to in the ways of school kids much more than he was. It was us, sir, he'd volunteer helpfully, and everyone involved would shrink down behind their desks, silently cursing the fate that had put Muxie among us. There was always arguments going on about whether he actually attracted trouble or whether he was just incredibly unlucky. It was said around the school when someone was having a bad run of luck that they had a touch of the Muxies. Some people said he was born under an inauspicious star. Some claimed he did it on purpose. One of the girls used to say that he was paying for something terrible he must have done in a previous life. Our old science master, bless him, once said that Muxie must have been standing behind the door when all the good luck was being handed out. But whatever they said about him, I was the only one who always seemed to end up looking after him, and, as I said, it caused me no end of trouble. I left school as soon as I was 15. Didn't like it there, and for the next few years I knocked around, mainly in the merchant navy, and got into and out of my fair share of trouble and...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?